The biggest thing that new clients of ours normally need help with is actually on the sales side, whether they realize it or not. Now, a lot of people are super used to selling to referrals and word of mouth based customers. But the thing about those types of leads when they're actually calling you and reaching out to you is they already know you or know somebody who has done work with you before, purchased a job or a product or whatever it is from you in the past. And they've been given like that information like firsthand, like they know who you are, they know you're going to do a great job. So without a doubt, yeah, they're going to call you and basically be like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 ready to go, like waving money into your face, ready to move forward with the project. Where when you actually are looking to expand your business and you're actually starting to scale and you're getting in front of a cold audience, which is necessary to scale and being able to convert them, those leads are at a much different stage of the buying process. So a lot of times people think that, going from referrals and word of mouth mainly to then going to paid ads or introducing some type of a cold outreach method of acquisition into the business, they think that those leads are just low quality, where they're not actually low quality. They're just in a different stage of the buying process than that referral or word of mouth buyer is going to otherwise be. So your job as the owner or a rep or whatever is to get really, really good at sales to convert those leads and warm that cold paid ad lead from a 5 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, right? And being able to master that is where like true growth, serious growth, and real scale is going to come from when it comes to scaling your contracting business. Now, you got to perfect selling to those people. So the biggest thing, like the number one rule that we implement on all of the new clients that we take on and partner up with is the 10, 10, and 10 rule. Now, this rule is like stupid simple for a reason. It basically means 10 calls, 10 emails, and 10 texts on every single lead that comes through on through paid ads or some type of like cold source. If it's a lead that's not a word of mouth or referral lead, you're doing the 10, 10, and 10 rule on them before you even think about giving up on those leads. Now, a lot of people think, like somebody told me the other day, like aren't people like going to get annoyed, or aren't people like, going to not like me because of that? I mean, not necessarily. Like what you got to understand is that these people are taking like time out of their day to show some type of interest in opting in through your ads, your funnel, whatever it is, to get some type of more of information, or they're interested in getting a bid, or whatever the case is. There's something there that prompted them to opt in, right? And get in touch with you in the first place. And these people that you're going to be selling to, I mean, obviously, like they have lives too. So it's important to understand that like people are working during the day. So like one phone call at like 11 a.m., like after the person opts in is like, and then you forget about it, is just terrible practice. And that like you should not be doing that and just giving up with a lead after that. Like you have to actually, once they opt in, speed to lead, right? So as soon as you get that lead from one of those colder acquisition systems, so we'll say paid ads in this case, speed to lead, calling them within the first 5 minutes is like ideal. What we do for all of our clients is we call all those leads that opt in within 60 seconds, obviously during daytime hours, right? We're not going to call somebody in 60 seconds if they opt in at like 1 o'clock in the morning, obviously. But then after that, like if they don't answer like on that first one, like we're double dialing. We have like we'll double dial them in the AM and we'll double dial them in the PM. So sometimes up to 4 calls a day to like get these people on the phone. But the reason why we do that is because we understand that the people that we're reaching out to on behalf of our clients, they have lives. They're working a job, right? They might have something else going on. If it's like another contractor or a GC or a developer or something, like that person's obviously going to be busy throughout the day. So diversifying the times of the day that we actually reach out with them drastically increase the probability that we get them on the phone and then convert them into that on-site appointment or whatever the next stage in the sales process is. So it's important for you to keep this in mind as well. If you think your business is in the right position now to actually start scaling it aggressively, you're ready to take on a lot more work, you can handle a lot more than what you're currently dealing with now, you might want to see if we'd be able to help you out. And we're obviously curious if we can help you out too. So I dropped a link down in the description of this video if you want to book a quick introductory call with us. We'll get to know you, your business a little bit more, see what we could do to help you out. We do everything from basically kickstarting your marketing process to kickstarting the sales process for you. So anything marketing related, you name it, starting with those different acquisition systems, if it's Facebook, Instagram, Google. We want to build like that entire digital acquisition web for your business. Then we call all of your leads for you as well, actually do the 10, 10, and 10 on all of the leads for you, so you don't even have to do it, and just book on-site appointments to your calendar. So then all you have to do is just show up to the appointments we book you and close the deal. So if you want to see if we'd be able to help you out, link is in the description. Go ahead and book a quick call with us. But back to the video. A lot of guys too, like if you have like a cut and dry service, like if it's something that you can give them a price for, like right on the spot, right? Now we're moving along here, like obviously we just covered like what's doing the lead ops in, running the 10, 10, and 10 rule, but now you're actually on that like on-site appointment with them. What you do here, like obviously is gonna like make or break a deal, right? So obviously the person has to like you, like they have to be able to see the confidence that you have in getting their project completed, and you have to understand their wants and their needs better than they might understand it, right? So like that's like where we, from our point of view, right? Like obviously we work with so many different contracting businesses across the United States, like to a degree, like we have to know like certain areas of their businesses better than some of the owners do, right? So that way we can actually come in and do what we need to do to scale that business, right? So you almost have to understand that as well, like on your side of things, is you have to know your buyer better than your buyer knows themselves, right? So that's gonna be super important to actually just piecing together like the right deal and the right proposal for people in the first place. But giving them a bid on site and then getting some type of a signature and locking down a deposit like before you leave are huge. We're big preachers of that. We preach that to all of our clients, and it makes a huge difference as well to the people that do it. And taking some type of a deposit like on site, it doesn't have to be 50%, it could be 10%, right? Like just to like lock it in, will totally like decrease, your chance of somebody flaking on you, because we hate verbal yeses. Verbal yeses don't mean anything. Verbal yeses mean absolutely nothing at all. So with that in mind, like you can't just be like, oh, like, okay, so for example, say somebody just told you yes, like, yes, I like it, your $10,000 price point is perfect, come out here next week and start the project, right? And then you don't, let's say you like don't get a deposit, there's no signature or anything, but the deposit's obviously gonna be more important. And then you show up next week, mobilize your guys, whatever, get yourself ready to go for this project, show up there, and then the person's like, yeah, well, I don't really want to do it anymore. And then they back out, right? So getting the deposit is so important just for keeping people like like only financially bought in, but emotionally bought in as well, and preventing them from flaking. And what it does, it's actually going to save you too, because if they do end up backing out and you get that deposit, and we've told clients too in the past, like even if you have to book somebody out like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I mean, theoretically it could be a year, and even if you get like some type of deposit, like if it's $500, $200, right? It doesn't have to be like that much. I mean, it could be $1,000, like depending on like how big like the project is. Obviously there's gonna be different variables there. Even if you get that and they still end up like backing out and flaking, your time was covered. Your ad spend is covered. Your basically cost to like acquire the lead is covered. Cost to acquire the appointment is covered. Your fuel is covered. Your time is covered to go out there. And worst case scenario, like you broke even, like with the time that you put into that person. Instead of just like a lot of people, they just drive around like lead to lead to lead to lead, get a bunch of verbal yeses, all the deals fall through, and they're out like a ton of money, right? And it's just emotionally like it sucks to kind of deal with that too, when a bunch of deals fall through like that. And we've seen it happen so many times that it's so important that we beat this into like everyone's head that like we're working with, like, look at, you got to do X, Y, and Z. And to be fair, a lot of people that we do work with are already doing this, and those people just, there's a huge difference between those people and the ones that aren't doing it, and the rate that those businesses actually scale. So it's important to keep that in mind. Like getting the deposit is like super, super important. There's a bunch of videos like on our channel about handling objections, but obviously like from 30,000 foot view, locking down like that deposit signature like on site before you leave is going to be huge. Now, in a lot of cases too, some people are like, well, I have to put together like material costs and whatever, and there's other expenses that like go into like this bid, and there's no way I can get them the price like right on the phone, which is fine. But when you do get them the price, right, what we encourage is to not just send them an email with like some numbers on it and like just wait for them to get back to you. No, like if you can't give them the number right then and there, when you're leaving that initial on-site appointment, Be like, okay, awesome. Like I'm gonna have your number to you with 48 hours from now. I'll stop back by and drop it off for you, and we can kind of go over it again. There's also a few other things that I wanted to touch on too, just before we move forward here. So what's a good time for you 2 days from now? 5 p.m., great, lock it down. And then you literally show back up, present the bid again, and then if you have, let's say like somebody has like an objection or something, you can handle it on the spot. You can actually handle that objection on the spot. So that's going to be super important too. Like don't just send like an agreement with like some numbers on it to someone's email and like wait for them to get back to you. Everybody that we've seen do that, they just get ghosted. They will get ghosted sometimes more than 50% of the time. And if you're watching this, you probably dealt with that before, and that sucks. You want to have total control over the sales process and control the narrative from start to finish. And it starts with the marketing, with proper marketing being installed into the business, all the way to that deal being closed and the project being done. You control the narrative the entire time. You just have to have these things kind of on lock, right? So again, proper sales process is really like what I wanted to emphasize like on this video, like implementing the 10, 10, and 10 rule, like making sure that you're playing the numbers game to actually get these people on the phone, to then convert them into an on-site appointment, to a bid, to then actually closing the deal, right? All of those like different stages are going to be super important to pay close attention to and track, along with just getting that person on the phone in the first place, right? Because a lot of leads that will come from paid ad campaigns, they might seem like they're not high quality leads, when in reality they are, but they're just at a different stage in the sales process than your referral or word of mouth lead is going to be. So your job is to get them from a 5 out of 10 paid ad lead to a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, where they're ready to go. You close the deal, you get the project completed. That's how you scale, but making sure you're playing the numbers game too. So that's all for this one. We'll see you in the next one.